"Let the old janitor stay out of this," they muttered in the security team as Frank tried to examine the explosive. Seeing the children's frightened faces upset him, but nobody knew he was an Army EOD specialist. From which city in the world are you watching this story today? If stories like this move you, consider subscribing to Unseen Legends for more tales of quiet heroes walking among us. Monday morning, 9:20 a.m. The class bell had rung at Jefferson High School in Phoenix, Arizona. Frank Rodriguez, 64 years old, was beginning to clean the hallways. In his blue work uniform, cleaning cart, and calm movements, he looked like an ordinary school janitor. He had been working at this high school for 8 years, and to most students and teachers, he was an invisible figure. Nobody knew Frank's past. To them, he was just friendly Frank, quietly cleaning corridors, smiling at students, finding lost belongings, always helpful. No one knew that between 1980 and 2002, he had been one of the US Army's most experienced EOD, explosive ordnance disposal specialists. But this morning, something caught Frank's attention. In the main hallway, next to a student locker, there was a suspicious bag. Nobody claimed it. It appeared abandoned. Frank, with his 22 years of experience, was accustomed to noticing such situations. He approached the bag. Black sports bag, zipper half open, a strange sound coming from inside. Tick, tick, tick. Electronic timer sound. Frank's blood ran cold. This sound was very familiar. He had heard it thousands of times in Iraq, Afghanistan. He quickly checked the surroundings. About 30 students were in the hallway. Classes were continuing. 1,200 students and 80 teachers were in the building. He needed to start emergency protocol, but first he had to be sure. He looked at the bag more closely. He saw colored wires coming out of it. Red, blue, green, classic explosive device. He could smell the C4 plastic explosive. "Hey Frank, what are you doing?" Student Jake approached. "Jake, stay away, now, and get everyone in the hallway away from here." "Why? Don't ask questions, just do it. Emergency." Jake felt the seriousness in Frank's voice and began warning other students. Frank ran to the security office. Assistant Principal Sarah Davis was there. "Sarah, emergency. Suspicious package in main hallway. Could be a bomb." Sarah was surprised. "Are you sure, Frank?" "Very sure. Evacuate the school immediately and call the bomb squad." "Frank, how do you?" "Don't ask questions, just do it." Sarah pressed the alarm button. An announcement came over the school speakers. "Attention, emergency evacuation. All students and staff exit the building immediately." Frank returned to the main hallway. The bag was still there. The ticking sound continued. About 12 minutes left, judging from the timer. Students were exiting in panic. Frank directed them, ensuring everyone's safe exit. Principal Johnson approached. "Frank, is it really a bomb?" "Yes. C4 plastic explosive, approximately 2 kilograms, powerful enough to level the building." "How do you know?" Frank hesitated. It was time to reveal the identity he'd hidden for 8 years. "Because I was an Army EOD specialist for 22 years, explosive disposal expert." Johnson's mouth fell open. "Are you serious?" "Very serious. And right now that bomb has 10 minutes. Police and fire department arrived. Bomb squad was on the way, but would take 20 minutes. Police Chief Williams approached. "Mr. Rodriguez, could you explain the situation?" "Chief, there's an IED in the main hallway. Improvised explosive device. 2 kilos of C4. Timer system. About 8 minutes left." "How do you know such detail?" 22 years, US Army EOD. In Iraq, Afghanistan, I neutralized 847 explosives. Williams was surprised. "Bomb team is coming, but there's no time. What can we do?" Frank looked at the bag. "I can neutralize it, but the risk is high. No, too dangerous. No alternative. 6 minutes left." Frank took gloves from his cleaning cart. He pulled out a small screwdriver set from his pocket. He had carried it for years. Old habit. "Frank, don't," Sarah shouted. No other choice. Frank approached the bag. His 22 years of experience kicked in. No trembling in his hands. His mind was clear. He opened the bag. Inside were C4 blocks, timer, colored wires. "Amateur work but lethal. 5 minutes left," he murmured. He examined the wires. Red wire main power line, blue wire timer, green wire detonator. Classic structure, but there was a trap. Hidden sensor under the green wire. If he cut the wrong wire, it would explode instantly. 4 minutes. Frank carefully neutralized the sensor. Then he focused on the main power line. 3 minutes. He found the red wire, but there were 2 red wires. One real, one trap. 2 minutes. Frank examined carefully. The left red wire was slightly thicker. That was the real power line. 1 minute. He stripped the wire with the screwdriver. The timer stopped. Neutralized. Everyone breathed. Frank stood up, his hands trembling now. When the bomb squad arrived, Frank explained the situation. They also appreciated Frank's professional work. "Excellent job, Mr. Rodriguez. Very clean disposal." Police Chief Williams approached. "Frank, you're a real hero. I just did my job. But why didn't you mention it for 8 years? Because the war ended. Now I clean school, protect children. FBI wants to talk to you. Who planted this bomb?" Frank re-examined the bag. "Amateur but dangerous. Probably learned online. but I have no idea who. The suspect was identified from school security cameras, a 17-year-old student, Joshua Miller, a child with psychological problems who had been bullied. They approached Frank to thank him. "Mr. Frank, you saved us. My job here is this, children, to protect you." "Were you really a soldier?" "Yes, but I'm happier being a janitor now." "Why?" "Because in war I neutralized explosives for death. Here I protect children for life." The following week, when Frank returned to Jefferson High, everything was different. Students and teachers looked at him differently. Principal Johnson approached. "Frank, there's an offer from FBI, counterterrorism consulting. I could consider part-time, but I don't want to leave school." "Why?" "Because here I protect children. This is my new mission." Young student Emma asked, "Mr. Frank, were you scared in war?" "Yes, Emma, but being scared is normal. What matters is doing the right thing despite fear. Would you teach us?" "What?" "How to be brave." Frank smiled. "Being brave isn't neutralizing bombs, Emma. Being brave isn't coming to school every day to learn, standing up to bullies, protecting your friends." Offers from FBI kept coming. Frank had found the perfect solution. 2 days a week security consulting, 4 days school janitorial work, the most unusual janitor at Jefferson High, the man who neutralizes bombs while cleaning corridors. And the truth was, Frank loved both. Sometimes the most extraordinary people hide in the most ordinary places. Men like Frank clean school corridors, but their hands still save lives. Their skills don't rust, their training doesn't sleep. The next time you see an ordinary janitor, remember, they might be protecting you in ways you never imagined. Have you ever met someone who appeared ordinary but had an extraordinary background? Tell us in the comments. And if you want to hear more stories about quiet protectors like Frank Rodriguez, subscribe to Unseen Legends, because sometimes the best protection is hidden behind a janitor in school corridors. This story is a work of fiction created to honor the spirit of service. Any resemblance to actual persons or events is purely coincidental.